Hi everyone, it's Alia. Welcome back to my channel. I have just finished another junk journal that I wanted to share with you using a digital kit from Amy Joy Studios. This kit is called, and I'm not 100% sure I'm pronouncing this right, but I think it's Reverie. I could be pronouncing it wrong. If I am, I do apologize. But this is what I came up with. So I've used this for the cover page, and I just love this image. It's super cool. And then at the very top, I'm titling it With Love. And this is one of those cutouts that I use all the time that came on a big 12 by 12 sheet, and there's all those little words and stuff like that on it. But I just felt like it went really well with the cover on this. And I used a 9 by 12 envelope. Oh, here's the back. And I did the somewhat leathery look, but then I did end up covering the back. Usually I'll leave the back open, but I love this side of the paper, so I had to include that on the cover. And then with the eyelets, I used that with some seam binding to close this. And this seam binding came from my friend Danny. Thank you, Danny. Now I can close my books. So I've just tied it through, and then at the very ends I've just knotted it so it doesn't fray or anything. So I did that. And then on the front cover here, I've made a little pocket. As you can see, I think there might be a shadow. I'm trying this new setup here, but where the light is, it's not, I don't know, I just feel like it's very shadowy today. So I just added a couple of my vintage buttons, and then this pocket was made with, there's fabric, and I sewed the fabric onto some cardstock, and then I also glued this little image on here, which is pretty cute. I don't know if you can see that, but so that makes the pocket. And then in here I have one of these, they're not journaling cards, because they're not really journaling cards. They're more like tags. Let me just get the box. I got these from Barbara's Etsy shop, Callie Scrapper. And I've shown these. Oh yeah, pocket cards. I don't know what I was trying to read. Yeah, so they're pocket cards. So I've got those, but they're fun to put in journals, because like this one has like a little saying on it, live a happy today. And on the back is just Tim Holtz paper. But it would be nice, you could actually put a picture back there if you did want to. And then I've made one of these tags, and this is one of the images from the collection. Back that onto some cardstock, and then I used some eyelash trim for the top of it. Okay, and then, so yeah, this is the first page. Love that image. And here I've made another little tuck here. I've added a little paper flower there. And so this one I used, and I cut it in a tag shape, backed it onto some cardstock, and then I also put on some coffee dyed paper just for some fun journaling on the back of it. And this is just a little journaling card I made. And here I have this clipped on. So it was longer than this. What I did is folded it, and on the back I added a couple little tags. These are little stickers that I have, and this is a little offcut, but you could put a little note in there if you wanted to. I just thought it was cute, and I didn't want to throw it away, so it sits in the back of that, and that tucks back in there. And on some of the pages I did do an edge punch with my Martha Stewart edge punch, the doily. This is a nice bright image with the bird. And here I have some of that satin ribbon that I ruffled up and attached to that page, because this page doesn't come all the way out to the edge, so I was able to put a big ruffle on that. And here is one of those vintage, I think vintage, not 100% positive, but playing cards that I got at the thrift store when I was Easter shopping. made a pocket here. Here's another one of those pocket cards. This one though is nice because it's gridded on the front. Is that a word? It's gridded. It has grid paper, grid lines on the front, and on the back it's lined, so you definitely can use this for journaling. And then I made another little card with some eyelash trim here. Stuck a little butterfly at the bottom. And then on the back I just backed it with some of the graph paper that my dad gave me. And those go in there. And here on the pocket, I've done just a little layering. I have some lace, purplish lace in the back that kind of, I was trying to bring out the purples and the butterfly and the flowers. Here's just a part of a doily and then a little bit of eyelash trim underneath. I don't know, this lighting is really bad. I'm sorry. So that's there. Oh, and I also used, for the background pages, it was a background page from the same Amy Joy Studios. It was the Hawaii DigiKit, and it had this as the background page. So all of these are backed with this. And then we have some of the ledger paper. There's another border punch. There's the butterfly lady. And here's another pocket here that tucks in from the side. And I just made a little journaling card, so 2 little journaling cards. And these images, they're the papers I just shrunk down and made them that way. And a little fringe down here with a little blue paper flower. And this is a perfect place to put a nice picture or some pictures, just because the background, it's colored, but there's not really a print on it. So it would look nice for pictures to go on this page. Or black Sharpie would be nice too, though I'm not sure if it would bleed through. And then here we have, sorry about that, I had to pause the video for a second. I don't know if you heard screaming in the background, but my son is on the computer with his friends and they're, I don't know, shouting about what, who knows, but I started to hear him get louder and louder and louder, so had to put a stop to that before that's all you were able to hear. Alright, so here's some more of the satin ribbon. This one I did cut in half just to make it a little smaller, but I did the little ruffling again and then sewed it up. And on this little half sheet here, I put a ruffle here, and then here's a little pocket with a little lace underneath, if you can see it without the shadow, I'm not sure. And then I just added some journaling cards to it. And then those stick back in there. And here I have this envelope. Hold on, let's use this to hold the page. And this is an envelope that I got from Danny's shop, Junk Journals and More, on Etsy. And what I did, I also got these cool postcards from her. So that goes in there. And then on the front, I just did another ruffle with 2 of my vintage buttons. And it gets held right here. But it's nice because I didn't want to attach it down just in case you didn't want it here. You can move it about the journal, but it can hold extra stuff in there that you want to keep. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then I just dressed it up with a little ruffle. And another doily there, and the ledger paper. And there I just put a nice little green paper flower. Some more graph paper. And here I did somewhat of a belly band. It's open on the top and the bottom, and sewn down on each of the sides, and it is sewn. I ran some, so the base of it was a gridded index card. I keep using that word, gridded. No, it's not gridded. It's whatever these are. It has the grid lines on it, the squares. And then I put some coffee dyed paper over that, then some lace, and then a blue flower. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I did also sew with blue thread to match. And then in there I have another one of Danny's postcards and another little tag. This one has fabric on the front, and on the back I have some coffee dye paper so you can do some journaling there. And then that just slides back in there. And I like this. It says, "Write your dreams in the sky." And here is another belly band, and in here I have this journaling card, and I ran a little bit of ribbon along the top of that. And then here I put some of my new trim on top, and that goes right there. And this is just like the other one we just saw, except for this one is a greenish flower. And another little green flower up there. Back side of one of the doilies. And here's that same paper that I used for the cover. Very, very pretty image. And I love just like the color scheme, like the browns and the beiges. It just works really well together. And another of the half-page pockets. And in this one here, I have lots of eyelash trim on the front. Not on the front, on the top of that. And then an image that I turned into a tag. And then here I have an index card again. And on the top I just added some trim. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if this is in focus. I don't know. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. But it's some blue trim, a little bit of eyelash trim, and one of my vintage buttons. And then a little trim right on the side there. And another pink satin ruffle. And here's this image here, very pretty. And another side pocket with 2 journaling cards in it. And on the bottom here, I've just ruffled up some lace. Oh gosh, this is horrible. I don't think I'll be doing like this again because it's hard to see, but that is pink lace down there, and then there's also 2 buttons. And another little flower up there. And here's a little, this is one of those ribbon ruffles that's already ruffled, but I had a little piece left over and stuck it there. And then here, there's another journaling card that I made. And then this I found on Pinterest, and it's kind of cool. It's record of transit, and the condition of whatever, I guess it was you're shipping, I think, or receiving, like what package, and then a signature of whoever's receiving it. But I thought that was kind of cool, so I made them into journaling tags. And more of that pretty green satin ribbon. And the other half of the doily. And I think we're coming to the last few pages. We are. There's plenty of room to journal in this one. And he is my favorite. He actually, some of these images come from another one of Amy Joy's Studios kits, Paper Moon. Paper Moon? Paper Doll? No, Paper Moon or Blue Moon. I can't remember. I apologize. It was either Paper Moon or Blue Moon. But this one was one of my favorite images because he just looks so happy. And then I used my new trim there with a little flower. And then I also put a little bling down there. And then I also have this on the back. The stamp that Danny gave to me. It says handmade with love by, and then I just wrote my name there with a little red heart. So I hope you were able to see or somewhat see this journal. I'm definitely not doing this setup again. It was a little bit hard to record, and I feel like I'm sort of closed in. So it'll go back to my other way of recording, but I thought I'd try something new. I mean, hopefully it does work and you are able to see what I am showing you. But if not, this is the last time I'll be using this setup, and you can actually see the corner of my lamp right here. So this journal will be available in my Etsy. All the information will be in the description box below. And as always, I thank you so much, so much for watching my video, taking the time out of your day to sit through my ramblings and whatnots. But I really do appreciate everybody that does tune in and watch until the very end. So I will see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.